Hello everyone and welcome back to Lakeside. So as you can see from the opening shot, I've got some new stock. Makes a little bit of a change from what I normally have. So I'll talk about that and plus what I've been doing on the storage yard. Okay, so let's get into it. See you in a minute. Bye. Welcome back. So let's start off with the storage yard and what I've been doing on that. I've had a rethink on this since the last video, and I've got rid of the other shed which was here because playing around with it, it kind of hindered what I was wanting to do, and I thought, well, as I've got that long storage yard there, shed there, then I can do away with that other shed and I can make better use of the space. So I've continued from this point. This used to be just a curve going into there, so I've just extended that piece of track, which gives me a little bit more room for more storage. So that's that. I've put the container, what's the matter with me today, the storage tanks up the end. I've had a look at the Bachmann washer up there, and it's so broken, it's brittle as anything, that I should either repair it or I may get another one, I don't know yet, or look around for a different one. I'm not that impressed with the Bachmann stuff, to be honest with you. They're so very brittle and dead easy to break. I think both those, when they came in the post, they were both slightly broken, which I had to do repair. But anyway, minor detail. So as we come on, the engine shed is pretty much fully built now. I haven't glued it down yet. These are still loose because I haven't put the glazing in, but I want to spray all this first in a primer and then paint it, and then at the last minute I can then put the glazing inside. So that's the stage of play on that. It's the ideal length for these two here. They both go right up to the end. That's now hitting, both those are now hitting the buffer stops at the end. So it's a perfect length for them. And it all works. All the track is now wired up. So right from there, from this join here, all this track, that's all wired up right the way through to the very end. I'll put dropper wires throughout. The points are Insulfrogs, and the reason I've done that is because A, I had loads of them, and B, I didn't want to have power go into these tracks. Now when you isolate a point by turning it, you can then isolate that particular track. Now I've got a feed from about here coming underneath, going to a terminal block, which then feeds from the bus wires all this lot. So that and that is powered from that feed. So what I want to do is to switch, or put a switch in here for that feed and put it sort of about here somewhere, so that I can then isolate the whole lot. But I'm just aware that I don't really want power. You've got to remember that this is a storage yard, and it's for when I'm not using particular locos. I can put them on here instead of breaking them all down and putting them away. I want to leave them on the layout as much as I can, but I don't want power going to them all the time I'm running the main line. I don't want power going to this, so I want to isolate this lot until I need to get something out, in which case I can just switch the switch and then put the point over to whichever lane I want to use. So that's the theory behind it. I've just got to put the switch in so that I can then fully isolate the whole lot. Up this end, I've now managed to level it off reasonably well. I've still got some adjustments to do, especially up that end there, but I can do that, that's no issue, but it's getting there, and then I can install the turntable. But I want to get this lot done first. The gap at the back has closed up considerably in comparison to what it was, and that's not lining up too badly now. Again, minor adjustments to do, but not far off it. And I think that's about it, to be honest, as regards the storage yard. I'm really pleased with it. It's doing what I wanted it to do. It's given me a lot of space to put stuff on here. I can even get my Class 800 on here, and if I fit it onto this track, it goes all the way down to the end, as you can see, and the beginning of the 800 I think is about here, so it just fits in. It doesn't obscure the fact that I can run a steamer like this up and down to get it out. If I do need to get it out, I can then transfer it to this track here so that I can bring the loco down, up and away onto the main line. So it seems to be working fine. The theory of it seems to be working fine. The good thing is that I've managed to get it all wired up, and I've started now infilling in between the points here with sleepers where there were gaps, and I've just got a few to do down here, like that area there. So again, not much work, just cut a few sleepers off and insert them. And then I can start thinking about doing the hard standing along that area and finishing off the ballasting around here. And I shall combine the ballasting up to about here for the hard standing. So it takes care of the storage yard, I think. Right, so now on to the new stock. Now you can see that I've put the little London Transport loco there, and that's because you may have seen this on Facebook, but I managed to get the 1938 stock for the underground at long last. It eventually came through, and that arrived, I think it was Saturday morning. It was a bit iffy as to whether I was going to get one or not, because as you know, they're hard to come by. I did put my name down for it quite a few months ago at the London Transport Museum. They didn't have any in stock, but they said they'd let me know once they got some more in stock, and sure enough they did. And it came Saturday morning. Absolutely over the moon with it. Absolutely over the moon. It is tiny in comparison to the normal rolling stock. When it's alongside it, I'll show you in a minute when it's on the storage yard, and it is minute in comparison. It looks out of scale. It isn't. I've checked it on photographs and other videos of the real one, and yeah, I mean it's very, very small. In fact, I've seen a few videos where on the overground station like this one, when the people come out of the actual tube, they have to step up onto the platform. So yeah, it is. It's quite small, but it looks lovely, and it runs superbly. Very, very smooth. The only thing I've got to do is to give that rear track over there where it's sitting, I've got to give that a good clean, because I haven't done that for a long, long time. So I'm not going to be building a dedicated underground station for it. It had crossed my mind, but I thought, you know what, I really can't be bothered at this stage. It'll be a overground running of that, and I think that platform there suits it admirably. because it doesn't look too far off what you would see in real life on an overground platform. So I've got the Art Deco signal box at the end, I've got the Art Deco style station at the top leading down to the platform, I've got the lift which works, so it all kind of ties together. The only thing I'm not particularly happy with at the moment, now anyway, is that platform building there. It doesn't seem to fit in. I've never been that happy with it. It was okay-ish for normal locos, but I think now I've got the tube running, the underground, I think I would like to see a different building there. And I've looked on the Bachmann website and they do have a Art Deco style canopied building, which I think will sit nicely in there as long as it's not too wide. I don't think it is, but I'm going to have another second look at that. So you might see that appear in place of that. Yeah, so by the time I get some underground symbols on the wall at the back, and some posters and things, then I think that will tie in quite nicely. And if we go up here, the name of the high street is Kingsway High Street, and I've named it after the Kingsway Motors garage. Now I bought that kit from Kingsway Models, and so hence the name of the high street became Kingsway High Street. So I think the name of the station, I'll call it Kingsway. So I can have at the back there underground signs saying Kingsway, along with some posters, advertising posters, etc., as you see on the tubes. Now it's not the ideal scenario, I know, but I really wanted to get this stock, and this really, apart from building a dedicated tube station and set up underneath here, then I think this will suffice. Not, I say not ideal, but I think it's going to look okay. So there we have it. So new stock and the storage yard. So what I'll do now, I'll just show you the stock running around, coming into the platform, and we'll call it a day. It's only going to be a quick video, this one. I just really wanted to show you that plus the storage yard and what I've been doing. Okay, so we'll get that running and see what you think. Okay, so bye for now and have a great week. Okay, bye for now everyone. Bye.